What if the Niners had lost that game? Is Football America now saying, like, Brock Purdy was a cute story, but they got to fix that quarterback position and they got to upgrade it before next season?
We've seen the 49ers move on from quarterbacks. We've seen them send Jimmy Garoppolo away, and all he did was get to the Super Bowl. I wasn't the biggest fan of his. I thought he was kind of holding the team back. But for a lot of time, you could have pointed at Brock Purdy as being like just a fine, functional player. Right. And part of the reason why there's so much pushback on Brock Purdy is because for half the season, people were saying that he was actually the MVP of the league. There's a long line between being a fine player and being the MVP of the league. Right. He had the most to gain this postseason as quarterback. And he pretty much gained it, I think, right here, right now. It still depends on what happens in the Super Bowl and how he plays in the Super Bowl.
I know this is a little crazy, and I know he's your hero right now for the next 2 weeks at least, Niners fans. But I think if he stinks it up in that one, I wouldn't say that conversation is 100% over.
If Jordan Love doesn't throw that ball to Dre Greenlaw and it ends up being a touchdown and the Packers win that game, that conversation is definitely happening. Right? It's definitely happening about Brock Purdy. If you're on the anti-Brock side, you can't poo-poo that away. You can't throw it away because it was there and it was in the two biggest games of his career up to this point. Especially when you think about the way he played against Baltimore in the regular season. It was a moment thinking like, man, this guy really might not have it. Are the lights too bright?
If you put Brock Purdy on one of the 10 worst teams in the league, he would be one of the 5 worst quarterbacks. That's a weird thing to try and make sense of, right?
I would have agreed with you before yesterday.
Oh,
I have
really?
to push back. I think he's got to be at this point squarely in the middle. Wherever you have Jared Goff ranked, I think you probably got Brock Purdy in the similar area.